the top, that literally every game you can go from.
All right, we'll call the council meeting to order. Everybody stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, take the roll.
Mayor O'Connor.
Here.
Morissette.
Here.
Wakefield. Here. Knudsen.
Here.
Kennedy.
Here.
Ruck. Here. Hall.
Here.
All right, comments and suggestions from citizens present. This is your opportunity to speak about issues that are before the city but not on the agenda tonight. If you have a comment, please come up to the podium, state your name and address, and try to keep your comments brief and try not to repeat comments that have already been made. Does anybody have a comment? Any comment? Any comment? Any comment? Close that portion of the agenda. Let's see, approve the meeting minutes?
Consent agenda.
Oh, that is a consent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Approve the meeting minutes from February 20, 2023, regular council meeting, and approve the claims in the amount of $431,802.65.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second to approve, roll call?
Morissette.
Yes.
Wakefield.
Yes.
Knudsen.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Ruck.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
All right, motion is approved, consent agenda is approved. Discussion and possible action on review of comprehensive plan planning principles for the use or for use in council decision-making process.
Thank you. I wanted to just let folks know I went back and rewatched our meeting, and I did notice that there was consensus that folks affirm what we have as the core planning principles and the use of the comprehensive plan to guide our decision-making. So as we talked about, that I was supposed to come back tonight with a motion. I am just bringing forward a motion that says, I move that the Common Council reaffirm the commitment to base our decisions on the principles identified in the 2040 Comprehensive Plan.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, a second, discussion?
Could you read that again, please?
Absolutely. I move that the Common Council reaffirm our commitment to base our decisions on the principles identified in the 2040 Comprehensive Plan.
Anybody?
What's the goal? I mean, why are we reaffirming? We already approved it not too long ago, actually.
I think we're reaffirming it because our citizens want us, have put together their feedback, have shared their perspectives, and want to make sure that that's what we are using to guide our decision-making. It's just saying on the record, indeed, we will continue to do this.
Is there something we haven't done thus far since adopting this that says we haven't upheld the principles?
I think there's been some concerns on some aspects of it, but this is a great way to reiterate that this is our consensus. We will continue to do this as we move forward.
I don't want to steal Joy's thunder, but I agree. This document is a living, breathing document that we adopt and we move and adopt and change as we move with the growth of our community. And that's something we've got to be able to really kind of be flexible to some point, some degree. And I think you agree with that. So I'm just trying to struggle. We're reaffirming, but, are we still have the ability? We're going to deviate from the plan at some point.
And then when we do, we should probably make amendments or whatever the correct process is.
And correct me, Mike, if I'm wrong, we've always done that. If we've
For land
deviated,
use
we've
decisions,
changed
correct.
that comprehensive plan as a living, breathing document. We change it as we go, so we are consistently trying to adapt to it. So I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I'm not sure why we have to reaffirm it.
I think it would be an important message, and it's what I've heard from community members, that they would like to just verify that this is our commitment as we move forward. So if we do, I don't understand why there'd be a problem just saying, yes, this is what we agree.
And if we don't reaffirm it, then, what are the problems that need to be addressed that members are unhappy about?
Well, I object to that premise. Excuse me. You go ahead and finish. I'm interrupting you. I apologize for that, Joyce.
Thank you for your apology. I was finished.
Go ahead. Are you finished? Okay. I think the premise that if we don't, it's sort of like if we don't say the Pledge of Allegiance at each meeting, we forgot one night, does that mean we're no longer pledging allegiance? We did when we were sworn in. We did swear. The one thing we did swear to is to uphold the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin and our U.S. Constitution. And we have ordinances that are our local code that are in law that, in my opinion, we don't follow all the time, especially in regard to things like these agenda items that aren't a specific proposal. Councilmember Brooke from District 5 often brings forward ideas and concepts that she would like to discuss, but there's not a specific proposal or a resolution attached to them, and that doesn't give the rest of us any opportunity to prepare for her ideas. Last week, Councilmember Brooke specifically read off a lengthy statement and then made a motion at the end of it, clearly prepared ahead of time, but was not provided to the rest of us. I don't feel that that really complies with, I'd refer us all as members to refresh our acquaintance with Ordinance 23-8-19, et cetera, in the city code. There's a number of recommendations, or not recommendations, they're guidelines for us how we behave as a council members and how we interact with each other. And I feel like our agenda is getting bogged down with sort of subjective and affective discussions that aren't really part of our role here as elected city officials. And so again, I feel, referencing what Randy was talking about, I did bring an article and I shared it with everyone on your desk tonight. It's called Perspectives on Planning. It's dated May 2016. It was written by an attorney who is employed by the University of Wisconsin-Madison Department of Urban and Regional Planning. His name is Brian Ohm. And he was writing an article, it's probably a layperson's article, you might say, written for people like us who are trying to decide how do we apply the rules of a comprehensive plan and what does that mean to us as we go about our work, making changes, plans, adopting ordinances, et cetera, in our communities. And it specifically does state that, I've highlighted that for you, about section 66.1001, parentheses 3 of Wisconsin statute. So he's interpreting for us a law that was signed by Governor Walker in 2016, in which it states that any ordinance that we make should be consistent with the local government's comprehensive plan. Specifically for us as a city, our zoning ordinances should be enacted or amended accordingly, in which I think that's what you were just referring to, Randy, that if we make a zoning change, for example, Randy, you've been on the council a number of years, some of the changes that the school district have, they wanted to annex land, they wanted to do various projects that maybe were not anticipated in our prior comprehensive plan, so we adapt it to suit their needs if they get a referendum passed and the community supports their work that they're trying to do. I do want to highlight the second part that I had underlined or highlighted for you. It says that this same section of the law states that, quote, the enactment of a comprehensive plan by ordinance does not make the comprehensive plan by itself a regulation. So in other words, this is not a document that is absolutely lockstep that we must follow. We can make changes. I know that the current focus of our discussion has been these particular principles that were chosen as sort of summary statements, again, affective or somewhat subjective topics that our consulting group, SEH, tried to pull together. If we go into each section of the comprehensive plan, there's policies and guidelines and suggestions there for us at every step. I mean, there's a lot more detail that we could dig into and discuss, and I don't know if we're talking about affirming every step of that and going through it, but I do know that our professional staff are very trained in planning and zoning and work with the developers that are coming in, as well as the Plan Commission. You know, it filters down to us eventually, but other appointed groups do address some of these issues before they come to us. So I feel like the state has asked us to write a comprehensive plan. We have complied. As you pointed out before, we have spent quite a bit of money to hire and have it done in a professional manner, and has been adopted. And I feel like I don't feel the need to make a further affirmation, and I don't think my reluctance to do so implies that I question any part of it, or that I don't support any part of it. It's just that it's there, and we will work with it as we move forward. That's my impression at this time. Thank you.
Go.
In reading the comprehensive plan, and especially focused on the principles, the word guide or guiding was used over and over. So I feel they are a guide that helps us when we're making decisions. All principles don't apply to every decision we make here. So the word guide, I believe, in your motion is not there, and I guess that concerns me, that this isn't, and I'll refer back to what she said there, it's a guide to when we are making these decisions and looking at the guide for the principles.
So perhaps then a friendly amendment, if we continue as with the motion that's out there, as I move that the Common Council affirm a commitment to use the principles identified in the 2040 Comprehensive Plan as a guide in our decision-making.
Haven't we already done that? Have we?
For procedural purposes, it's your motion. You're offering an amendment to it.
If that was what Lynn was thinking of, I wanted to make sure it's reflective of her.
I just want to make, and that's fine, but Joyce had made the second, and I'm sure you're okay with language, Joyce, but procedurally, I just want to make sure that's right.
Okay, have you made that?
I just was putting that out there. I wasn't
You haven't
making
made
it.
the
I
mo-
was.
you
I was
haven't
one.
changed your
Yeah, I
motion yet.
hadn't
Okay.
changed it.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying. I just was wondering if that was something that would make you feel more comfortable.
I'm not sure if, I'm kind of uncomfortable because I feel like these have already been accepted, and they are already something we're supposed to use for a guide when we're making our decision. So I guess I'm unsure why we have to affirm that we're still going to use them as a guide.
I just, and in some of the under Act 39, under Section 17, it also says that we use it as a guideline, and as for backing up, it's a local option to guide us physically, socially, and economic development of a local government unit, and not a regulation.
Right. Yeah.
And then likewise, enacting a new zoning ordinance, for example, that local governments can still look outside of the comprehensive plan, kind of like I was saying before, but it is actually stated in Act 391, Section 17, that is being done. And it gives us the wiggle room, I guess, if you will, for lack of better terms. Like I said, living, breathing, changing with it. So we've already approved the guidelines, so I guess I don't see the need to reaffirm.
Okay.
And it's not that I disagree with you, and we've been following these comprehensive plans for many years now. And I think with the consciousness of this comprehensive plan and this council, I would believe that we'll pretty much follow what we can and change when needed. I think we're all pretty in tune to it. My thought.
I take a little bit different approach to this. If we're going to go about reaffirming actions that the council has made, where does that end? I mean, we could be reaffirming every action that this council has made going back how far? No actual parameter as far as how far. And I think it just, I don't think it's a great precedent to be reaffirming things that we've already acted upon affirmatively. And so, I mean, next meeting, we could have an agenda full of motions to reaffirm any action that the council has made. So that's my take on it. I think that the guidelines are pretty clear, and I think that, I don't think that there is an example of where we haven't acted in accordance with the principles. And until then, I just don't see any reason to revisit it personally.
Then I call the question.
Okay. All right. All those, questions
Would
have been
you
called.
state it again, please?
Well, loosely interpreted point of order, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, we need to vote on
the question.
Right.
Exactly.
Is-
So
I'm
is there a
sorry, that's
second?
what I was thinking. If I called the question, it was like,
Is
let's
there a
vote on
second
it.
on the question, calling the question?
Second.
Got a motion, a second to call the question. All those in favor?
Could you state the question?
No, this
It
is
can't be?
to stop debate.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Question's called. We're on a vote. Who would like to restate it? Becky, Sarah?
I don't have it fully.
I move that the Common Council reaffirm our commitment to base our decisions on the principles identified in the 2040 Comprehensive Plan.
Everybody got it? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Nay.
All right, motion is defeated. Discussion and possible action to approve preliminary resolution 6-23 declaring intent to exercise special assessment powers under section 66.0703 Wisconsin statutes.
All right, this one is specific to the 3rd Street and Laurel Avenue reconstruction project slated for this summer. This preliminary resolution effectively just states that we have an intent, or the council is intending to levy special assessments. It will also get us down the road of preparing the engineer's report and provide notice to the adjoining property owners that will be impacted, and also to get the public hearing underway. So this is just the first step in that process.
You got
Anybody?
me so confused on suspending rules nowadays.
This is a resolution.
Resolution. No suspension of the rules needed.
Move to approve. Resolution number 6-23.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, a second to approve. Discussion. Roll call.
Morissette,
Yes.
Wakefield,
Yes.
Knutson,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Did he give you a thumbs up?
Yeah, I heard him.
All right, motion's approved. I don't have anything. Anybody?
I just have one comment. I wanted to congratulate the staff and the library supporters, volunteers, foundation on the big open house that they had about 10 days ago. I heard it was well attended, 250 people or more there, and that was great for people to be, they had some displays out, and our librarian, Shelley, gave a presentation about the whole process with the storm hitting, and there's just been a lot of community support, and really appreciate that. It is nice that we're still working as a partnership for now. The Hudson Joint Library, the area library, that is probably due to change soon. I just wanted to point out one thing, that I think our Public Works Department, particularly our Public Works Director, Mike Mraz, needs a big hand of applause, a round of applause, a thank you for how much work he put into that project, and hence the city of Hudson does. I mentioned the partnership. We are a partnership, and I think sometimes some of our other governmental groups maybe don't understand how much really the city of Hudson does put forward beyond the dollar amount that we contribute, and just having our professional staff manage that. I know that Mike Mraz was there in the middle of the night within a short time of when the storm hit, and then, got the contractors on site and supervised all of that through, and that was a huge accomplishment, and again, a big contribution that the city made through his work, and I appreciate how much time and energy that took for him. I'm sure he's very happy that that's in the rearview mirror, but that was my only comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one other comment is that I would like to really how proud I am of our school and the athletic department, and as many state representative out of the different hockey, gymnasts, wrestlers, and I don't want to exclude anybody, so everybody in the athletic department, how proud I am for the Hudson School District and everybody going to state.
And I agree, I think
Swimming,
that's great. And
state
by the
champ
way,
in
it's
swimming.
not just the school department, athletic department, it also includes our boosters and our hockey association. I know that we had a number of state titles this past weekend through the hockey association, so, no, you're right, I mean, it's everybody. And you don't want to miss names, I was thinking about that. And I thought, well, anyway, so thank you for that,
Yeah,
Randy. I
good
appreciate
point.
Absolutely.
it. Anybody else?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Motion is second to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion's approved, we stand adjourned. Thanks, everybody.